This will be the most boring video ever, but hopefully also very short. Today I've put up some new daily work in the appropriate folder, the assignments tab, the daily work folder, and it is a bit of work. It asks us to watch a PhilosophyTube video that is about 45 minutes long, and obviously you can do that in bits and pieces if you want. The video is very well made in that it has a chapter selection both in the little progress bar at the bottom and also in the description, so it's pretty navigable. The reason I'm having us watch this is because PhilosophyTube, it's one person, her name is Abigail Thorne, she's a British philosopher slash YouTube person slash actor. So she is by no means, an expert on everything, but she does a very good job of compactly listen to me, compactly explaining some very tricky concepts. And if I did that, not that I could do it as well as she does, but if I did that, it would take like 5 times the amount of time, and it would be more confusing, and it would just not go as well. So I'm going to let her do it because that's her thing. Philosophy is her thing. The reason I'm having you watch a philosophy video is because, as you will see, she is covering topics that are very relevant today in terms of these are issues that are in the political sphere, the cultural sphere, the legal sphere. These are the things that people are worried about or are in the news or that are happening to us, right? So for better or worse, these are issues that are around us. So she's taking ideas that are in many cases very, very old and kind of looking at how they still may apply to us today. The video itself is a good model of argument in that it does some of the stuff that I have talked about elsewhere. She uses consideration of counter-argument very carefully. She sources her claims exhaustively. If you look in the video description, there are, I don't know if it's 100, but there are scores of, it's just a huge ass list of her sources. And having a pile of sources doesn't automatically make you well researched or correct. But all else equal, if those sources are quality sources, and obviously I haven't read all of them, but I am familiar with many of them, and in my opinion as a teacher, they are quality sources. Anyway, I mean, I wouldn't give you a video to look at or a source to watch if I didn't think that it was quality. So obviously I think that. But it is very well sourced. She references her sources as she goes, which is something we do in writing with parenthetical citation, right, in our essays. And she lists, there pop-ups on the screen that say the title of the work and the author, in addition to, of course, as I say, the list of sources in the description. So it's a well-sourced video. It considers counter-argument, so it gives a good approach of objective consideration. Obviously, no one's objective, right? We're all biased. And Abigail acknowledges this herself, right? And that itself is a good thing I want you to take away from the video, in that it is a model for how we can write our essays, because while it makes a lot of claims, it sources those claims and it considers the opposing side, right? That does not mean it's not biased. It does not mean it's correct. It does not mean that it, is the end all and be all, right? Not at all. But what the video is doing is she takes you through a few different sort of philosophical lenses. She mentions an event that happens, and then she says, okay, now let's consider that in terms of these philosophical ideas. And she walks you through the social contract, which is a very basic philosophical idea that applies to all of us because we all live in a society. And then she says, here's this idea, here's why some people say it's right, here's why some people say it's wrong. And then she moves on and she says, here's this other idea, she explains it, she says, here's what these people think, here's why other people think that they're wrong, and then she kind of moves on. And then she comes back to that event she mentioned earlier, and she says, all right, now that we've looked at these 2 or 3 different kind of ideas, feminism, capitalism, Marxism, critical race theory, traditionalism, like all of these different ideas, as she says, let's apply these to this event and see if they can give us any insight, and to see if these ideas are good ones, or if the way they've influenced our society are good ways, or ways we should question, or ways we should maybe talk about, right? So it's not about any of these things are right or wrong, or that you are right or wrong if you feel a certain way about them. None of that is the point. The point is just to explain these ideas so that we can use them as tools moving forward. Also, I want us both as viewers of the video to be able to, and this is what the daily work is, I'm asking you to write 2 paragraphs, 2 healthy paragraphs. You're in responding to the video in one of these ways, I want us to be practicing our own habits of critical thought, meaning put our emotional reactions aside so that we can try to listen objectively as possible, right? And evaluate the ideas we're seeing in the video. And again, it doesn't mean you have to agree or disagree. It's not a right-wrong binary, right? That's not the way the world works. There are many different sides and ideas, and the truth is often somewhere in the middle. And that doesn't mean that all sides are equal or anything, but you see my point, right? So practicing those kinds of listening skills, right? Because we have to engage with a lot of different sources when we do research. And also, as writers, I want us to be watching this video, as writers of essays in this class, I want us to watch the video and think of it as an oral essay. And that's essentially, it's a video essay. It's essentially what it is. She refers to her videos as video essays in some of them, right? So it's essentially a different form of the same thing we're doing in writing, making an argument, crafting an argument, listing your sources, going through the points of that argument, confronting counter-argument, so on and so forth, right? So pay attention to the video as a model of argument. You don't have to agree with the things that she's saying, and she's not even trying to persuade us of anything. She is simply saying, here are these ideas. This is why the people who think they're good, and here are some common objections to these ideas. And she's very clear about her own biases. She's British. She is what we would call very socially liberal, although the term liberal is a specific economic and philosophical term. Essentially it means someone who supports capitalism in some form, right? She is not a capitalist. She is a Marxist. She calls herself a socialist, right? She's in Europe, so in Europe they've got the socialism. Not the fake socialism that we like to accuse each other of here. That's not actually socialism. The real socialism is over there in decadent Europe, right? So she's very clear about her own biases in that. And I wanted to address a couple of other things real quick. So you don't have to agree with everything she's saying. She will talk about some triggering things. There's a couple of instances of language. She is talking about the ways that gender or race or financial status, for example, or nationality can affect our identity or affect the way we look at society, right? And some of these things can be triggering, or we have strong feelings about these things. So bear that in mind. Also bear in mind that you don't have to, again, you don't have to agree with her. I'm not trying to brainwash you into watching a liberal person spout liberal ideas. We will go over plenty of traditional and conservative ideas as well, but she is liberal, I am liberal, so get brainwashed if you want, but I'm trying to be transparent about that because I'm not trying to tell you that these are ideas you have to believe in, but they are important for our class because we're going to have to be writing these essays, right? So that's the other thing I wanted to say, was that you don't have to agree with all of this. Let's see. Yep, that's about it. So as always, if you have any questions or anything, come see me in the morning in the Industrial Education Building, or email me with any questions. Make sure you give yourself time to watch the video. It's 45 minutes long, but it's very good. It's thought-provoking. She is she's an actor. She's a professional actor, so it's well produced. She's been doing this a long time. And it's an interesting video. So make sure that you're paying attention to it. Take a look at the daily work assignment. It is 2 paragraphs, but don't get scared by that. I give some examples and directions in terms of if you want some concrete guidance of what to write. Although you don't have to, you can just respond to the video. That's totally fine. It's daily work, all right? So it's important you do it, but don't tie yourself in a knot over it. It's just 5 points, get it done. And make sure you're engaging with the video because these are important ideas that we're going to have to use moving forward, right? Whether we agree with them or not. All right, thank you.